to order and say down this checklist.
What do I say?
Just bang the hammer and say,
Now you can.
bang the hammer and say it's 6 o'clock. We're starting the meeting. Let's take quorum.
Okay. It is 6 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and start this meeting. Do roll call.
Matthew Whitten, present.
Cody Anderson here.
Cody Cook here.
All pots here. You have quorum. Vacation.
Oh. Yeah, stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the religious flag. Pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
Coach, can you lead us in prayer, please?
Father God, we thank you for tonight, Lord. We thank you for another opportunity to do the business of the city. Be with us, guide and protect us in Christ's name. Amen.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. Today is a special day. It's the day that we swear in our newly elected officials. And so ever since May, I've been briefing the council on our progress through our election process. Back in July was the very first day to file for place on the ballot, all the way through the election on November 10th to canvass our meeting and confirm that the election was appropriate for our new mayor-elect. So today is the last day that you will see the election date for this year. Today is the day that we do our swearing in. May I please, before we begin, I do have a message from former Mayor, Mayor Black, acknowledging the turnover of the mayor position.
Good evening, Paradise and City Council. Mayor Black here. I'm sorry I am unable to attend this meeting this evening, but over the weekend our little grand girl was born, and my husband and I are with our daughter, helping her and her husband recover and get settled in and getting absolutely all the baby snuggles we can while we are here. Wild horses couldn't drag us away. I do, however, want to thank the council and the staff and all our supporters for the last 4 years. We've done a lot of things, and I am so proud of what we have accomplished together. To Mayor-elect Ashley Blumenstadt, I want to congratulate you on your win in the election, and I know you have a great heart for this community, and I look forward to seeing what you're going to do in these next couple years with the gavel and then the mayor's seat. Everyone have a great weekend. I look forward to continuing to support Paradise. I am your biggest supporter out there, Council, and I look forward to working together in different ways in the next few years. But right now, I'm gonna go get me some more baby snuggles. Everybody have a great weekend and a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
And now with that, there are 3 things that we have to do in order to complete the turnover for the election. There's a certificate that the newly elected official receives verifying that they have received their position, and there are 2 oaths that the new elected official has to take. The first oath is a statement of the newly elected officer saying, "I did not achieve this position through any illegal act." And the second oath that the elected official has to make is to swear to uphold the position to the best of their ability. And so with that, we have 1 new member of the City Council tonight. I would like to invite Ms. Ashley Blumenstadt up to receive her oaths. Sir, what was your name?
Jonathan Ryle.
Say it one more time.
Jonathan Ryle.
Jonathan Ryle. Mr. Jonathan Ryle was Miss Ashley Blumenstadt's government teacher in high school. So this is a very cool moment.
All right. You raise your hand. Did you raise your hand or anything?
Please.
Okay. You raise your hand. I state your name.
I, Ashley Blumenstadt,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I have not directly or indirectly
that I have not directly or indirectly
paid, offered, promised to pay,
paid, offered, or promised to pay,
contributed, or promised to contribute
contributed, or promised to contribute
any money or thing of value
any money or thing of value,
or promised any public office or employment
or promise any public office or employment
for the giving or withholding of a vote
for the giving or withholding of a vote
at the election of which I was elected,
at the election of which I was elected,
or as a reward to secure my appointment or confirmation,
or as a reward to
secure
secure
my
my
appointment
appointment,
or confirmation,
confirmation,
whichever the case may be,
whichever the case may be,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I state your name.
I, Ashley Blumenstock,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Mayor of the City of
of
Paradise
Mayor of the City of Paradise
of the State of
of the
Texas,
State of Texas.
and I will, to the best of my ability,
I will, to the best of my ability,
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and laws of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Let it go.
You can come up here and take a picture real quick.
Wow. It's my honor, wouldn't it?
Thank you. You do that.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Hey, Coach Rob. Thank you, sir.
And with that, Mayor Blumensack will take her place at the head of the table. Ma'am, congratulations. With your permission, I'll proceed.
See.
Important dates for the upcoming couple months. We have several holidays. It's that time of year. Later this month, we have Thanksgiving, then Christmas, then New Year's, and then in January, we have Martin Luther King's Day. And so City Hall will be closed quite a bit in the coming weeks and couple months. One thing for council and the public, just the same as we moved this month's meeting a week to the left, we are also moving the December meeting a week to the left. So to avoid from conflicting with Christmas, we are going to have our Christmas meeting on 15 December. On the 15th of December is when we will have our council meeting in December. Are there any questions about important dates? Okay. The first item on our agenda tonight was to swear in the new mayor. We have 3 more items on the agenda during our briefing section. The first is a brief recap of the role of the city administrator. The second is a brief concerning the ongoing election to the board of directors of the Wise County Appraisal District. And the third item is a brief concerning the Community Development Block Grant. I will explain this item when we get to it, but I'm going ahead and letting the council know I am going to request that we move this item from briefing into deliberation when that time comes. Okay. Getting into our first brief, the role of the city administrator. So the same way that a publicly traded company has a board of directors and a CEO, the same way that a school board has the school board and the superintendent, a city has the city council and the city manager or the city administrator. And so it's the responsibility of the board of the company or the school board or the city council to make policy for the district, for the city, for the business. But that group of people oftentimes will hire a professional like me to come in and run the day-to-day administration of the city. This concept has existed in various forms throughout history, but in the municipal sphere, the concept was pioneered by President Wilson back at the turn of the 20th century. The entire idea of the separation of politics and administration is to have city policy applied as fairly as possible. And so the idea is there is what's called a dichotomy. There's a separation. There is a boundary between the politics of a situation and the administration of the city. It's the job of the city council to understand the people, to communicate with the people, to make policies that support their constituents, to have a vision for the way they want their city to go, to be representative, to be democratic. That is the role that the council plays. On the flip side of that coin, there's the administrative world, which is how do we take the vision that the council has, the council that's representing the vision, the desires of the people, how do we take that and convert it into reality? Who is going to actually turn the knobs and pull the levers to make the vision come true? And that's where the administration comes in. I am representing the administrative side of this equation. I'm practical. I'm trying to be as efficient as I can be with taxpayer dollars. I'm nonpartisan. I'm impartial. I am not concerned at all with the individual feelings of private people. What I am doing is my level best to take the guidance that the council gives me and make it come true. Y'all are the board of directors. The mayor is the presiding officer. Y'all appoint members to your boards and commissions. Individually, y'all have very limited authority, but together you have all the authority in the city. If 3 out of 5 members of council come together and vote for a measure, vote to spend money, vote for an ordinance to be passed, that becomes law, and I will support that with the administration to the fullest extent of my abilities. What I do is I manage the staff, I manage the budget, I manage the funds, I make sure that everything is documented and available to the public, and I attend council meetings to advise you and to receive guidance from you, but I have no say in what the policy of the city is going to be. The example that I use is if y'all come together one month and direct me to paint the building pink, I'll do it. I have no value judgment to make on that situation. The voters elected you. Y'all represent the people. I am your arms and hands. Y'all tell me to paint it pink, it will happen. If the next month y'all come back and say, hey, we no longer want it pink, now we want it purple, roger that. I will paint it purple if that's what you tell me to do. I will advise you that it's inefficient to paint a building twice in 2 months, right? And I will give you advice on branding and how pink and purple buildings usually don't attract good attention. But once the decision has been made, the decision's made and I will execute. I don't care who the cousins are. I don't care who's been here for 5 years versus 35 years. I don't care about anything except the fair and practical application of the law as determined by council. When members of council change, sometimes the votes and the policies change, and I change with the council. Okay? And so once again, I just want to put myself in front of you and in front of the public just to make sure that everybody knows whatever the council says is what I will do within the bounds of the law. Do I have any questions on this topic? Thank you. Moving on. The next item that I have is about the Wise County Appraisal District. So every county in the state of Texas has what's called a county appraisal district. And the job of the county appraisal district is to appraise properties. They look at each individual property that exists within the county, and they appraise it, and they determine how much money that property is worth. That way, during tax time, different levels of government within the county have different tax rates. For example, the tax rate within the city of Paradise is 0.345 cents for every $100 your property is worth. So we determine the tax rate at the council level, but it's the CAD, the Wise County Appraisal District, who decides how much your house is worth, so they're the ones who actually, at the end of the day, determine how much tax will be collected, not only for the city, but for the school district, for the county, for the ESD, the Emergency Services District, for all the water control districts, everyone who has a tax rate within Wise County. They funnel their tax rates into the CAD. The CAD appraises the property, applies the various rates, collects the funds, and disperses those funds to all the various government bodies. And so this is the group within Wise County that's responsible to collect property tax. The Wise County CAD is governed by a board of directors. That board of directors is elected by the municipalities that participate in the CAD. And so what they do is they take Bridgeport and Decatur and Paradise and Boyd and New Fairview and Newark and Aurora and everybody, and they divvy out 5,000 votes between each of those municipalities according to their population and economic activity. So over all of Wise County, there are 5,000 votes. Here in Paradise, we own 9 of them. With time, our number might grow or shrink, depending on our population and economic activity compared to the other municipalities within Wise County. Does that make sense? Okay. Wise CAD is currently having an election to determine their board of directors. We get to put in our 9 votes for any of the candidates available. Pardon me, computer's not wanting to respond. Okay, these are the candidates who have filed to make their names available to be appointed to the Wise County Board of Directors. I turn it over now to the council to discuss your thoughts on which of these people, if any, y'all would like to vote for this position.
So I personally couldn't find much information on the platform or anything, but I wouldn't imagine they'd have something. So I'm honestly at a loss. There are some incumbents, and I feel if we feel like they're doing a good job, then we might vote for them. But that's just an opinion. Because there was nothing public about almost all of them that I could find.
The council can choose to abstain. This is not when we're voting on it. This item will come up again during the deliberation portion of the agenda. But if there's any discussion that y'all would like to have, we can have that now. Or
Or you exercise all 9 votes on one person? Or-
Yes, sir.
So you gotta pick one and 9 votes go to him.
Yes, sir.
Did anybody on the council vouch for one of them?
I can vouch for Chance. I just didn't know he was running. I'm trying to figure out. So,
Is it possible that it's not the chance you know?
that's why I'm asking.
Okay.
I just,
I've coached with David Carell before, and Ray Cook Jr. is my cousin. He was the mayor there in Bridgeport. It's been 10 plus years ago, I believe.
He's one of the incumbents. So.
I don't know anyone else on there.
Okay. So as we proceed through the agenda for the night, maybe we sit on these names a little bit and make a decision when we come to that item. Do you have any questions regarding this item? Okay, moving on. This item is the CDBG Engineering Services Update. And so y'all have received, we've been working as a city on this community development block grant for about 14 months now. This is the $750,000 grant that is available to us through the federal government. We are very close to being approved for this CDBG grant. We're at the point now where we need to start looking for an engineer to execute the project, which is the ground storage tank at the Cedar Bend property. And so the city has released a request for qualifications for engineering firms to make proposals to be our engineer. We received 2 applications, one from Meta Engineering and the other from a firm called Jacob and Martin. A couple weeks ago, the city formed an evaluation board consisting of myself, the city secretary, and Mayor Black. We evaluated both of the applicants, and it was unanimously determined that Jacob and Martin was the most qualified applicant. When I published the agenda for this meeting, the legal counsel that I had received from the city attorney was we needed to hold off on awarding the engineering contract because this most recent legislature had approved some new legislation that affected our negotiations. After I published the agenda, the attorney came back to me and said, okay, a new legal consensus has been forming across the state, and actually we can go ahead and select Jacob and Martin as our engineer. And so I am going to request that a council member go ahead and pull this item off of a briefing item and have it placed up for deliberation.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we pull this from the briefing item to deliberation.
That's second.
Okay, thank you very much. Ma'am, that is everything that I have for briefs. Moving on to citizen communications.
At this time, the public is invited to address the City Council and speak on any matter not specifically listed for public hearing elsewhere on this agenda. Please note that the City Council members may not respond to, comment, or deliberate on topics if they are not included on this agenda. Each citizen will be allowed 3 minutes to address the City Council. If you wish to speak during citizens' communication, please sign up with the City Secretary before the meeting begins. Okay. Shannon Hickman.
Good evening, my name's Shannon Hickman. I've addressed the city council several times in the last few months. Myself and several of the other constituents have presented facts to the city council regarding the annexation of Windmill Ridge. I believe we have sufficiently proven that the annexation was not done properly and in the time frame that it was required to be done by the state. I would request that at some point in time we have a vote on a voluntary disannexation from the city. I'll make that request to the city council for y'all to vote on that. Simple fact of the matter is we were not annexed properly. Y'all know it, we know it. I mean, it was supposed to happen in 120 days. It took almost 5 years. The first part of it, and according to the statute, as I read it, literally says that if it does not happen in 90 days, it has to start all over again. And you have to wait 1 year before you start all over again. It was never started over again. That first part of the process took 2.5 years. The final part of that process has to happen in 30 days. This annexation started in 2020. It was literally completed, the second half that's supposed to happen 30 days afterwards happened in July. You're looking at a minimum 4.5 years later. All of that was supposed to happen in 120 days. So I am requesting from the city council to voluntarily disannex Windmill Ridge. Thank you.
Thank you. Frank Sinera, sir.
Close enough.
Still can't say your name. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. I want to say congratulations to Mr. Ward, Mr. Whitten on your election victory as well. So we publicized her, but we didn't talk about you guys. So congratulations on y'all winning as well, and congratulations, Mayor, for your victory. Surprisingly, I'm not going to talk about annexation, so y'all can all just relax for a second. I did want to bring out this perfect timing because Mr. Wilford talked about y'all's role and the role of the council and his role. One of the things that he just said is within the boundary of the law. So I want us all to remember that statement, that his responsibility is within the boundary of the law. Is that if the council is choosing or have made decisions, because we're not all legal experts when it comes to the city administration, that's outside the boundary of the law, his responsibility as your employee is to make sure y'all aren't, or to advise you against it. So let's keep that in mind, because the boundary of law, he said it, it was on the board. The next thing I just want to remind the council and the mayor, as we go into a new season or a new year or whatever we call it, that the council and the mayor, and it said it up there, the council is to be a visionary, is to be responsive to the community and representative of the community. And as you move forward in some of the decisions that are coming down the pipeline for you guys, the council and the mayor needs to understand and continue to understand that you represent the citizens of Paradise, not the city of Paradise. We are in a representative government, a democracy government, in which you are elected and voted on by the citizens of Paradise. So as you start to make decisions, I would hope that you're having conversations and taking input from all 800 plus residents of Paradise and what the future of Paradise should and can be. It's a representative government, and your responsibility is to represent every citizen, not the city. Thanks.
Don, is it Meltzer?
Yes, it is. Thank you, and congratulations to all of you who were re-elected or were elected for the first time.
Mouse.
Oh, am I? I don't.
You're moving.
She's pretty.
Here, hold on.
Thank you.
It's a good thing I didn't have anything embarrassing.
Your Yahoo email
So
didn't
then
show
you'd
up.
be a government official on an air.
Email didn't show up.
Hello. The City of Paradise made a simple procedural error when it failed to inform the county in a timely manner of the annexation of Windmill Ridge. Because of this simple procedural error, the builders weren't paying taxes, and some of them told this to the house buyers of Windmill Ridge when they sold them their homes. Because of the county not knowing of the annexation due to this procedural error, the closing documents provided by the title companies showed there were no city taxes to be paid. Therefore, because of the city's simple procedure error, the homeowners of Windmill Ridge were misled when buying their homes into believing there would be no city taxes on their houses. Over the life of a 30-year mortgage, this procedural error will cost each of these Windmill Ridge homeowners undisclosed property taxes approaching $100,000. Possibly more. Probably more. Taxes which should have been disclosed to them before buying their homes, but weren't. Can you see how a simple procedural error by the government can cause financial hardships to dozens of families? I was brought up to believe that when you make an error that hurts someone, intentionally or not, you do something to make up for the hurt you caused. When I ran businesses, I learned as a leader that I owned whatever happened to the business during and before my tenure. It was my responsibility to not only defend the business, but to make good to those who suffered from anything wrong done by the business, even for anything that happened before I got there. In other words, I owned it. I've been told that the members of this council were not on board for the annexation and did not cause Windmill Ridge's problem. So be it. But like it or not, in my way of thinking, the city, and therefore this council, owns this problem and needs to find a way to offset the upcoming financial pain the city will be causing the injured parties, the homeowners of Windmill Ridge. The ball belongs in your court. Thank you.
Are there any others? Ma'am, with your permission, I'll continue. All right, there are only 2 consent items on the agenda for tonight. The first item is to approve the minutes from the previous meeting as normal. And the second item is an item to renew our designation of the Wise County Messenger as our official newspaper of record. Ma'am?
Any thoughts? Is that it?
Accept the motion.
Oh, accept the motion.
I move that we go ahead and approve those 2 items.
I second that.
All in favor? Votes unanimous.
Very much. Well done. Okay, moving on to our deliberation agenda. This computer is really not wanting to function tonight.
We're good for Dawn. I broke it.
Okay, this item is the item regarding the engineering services for the Texas Community Development Block Grant. This would be a resolution authorizing us to enter into a relationship with the engineer.
With our engineering company.
No, sir.
With Jacob and Martin.
With Jacob Martin.
Jacob and Martin, okay.
So what made them stand out over Meta?
They are a much larger firm with a whole bunch of experience working with CDBG and other cities and states across the nation. They've done hundreds of these projects and have a portfolio of similar water storage projects to choose from.
We're gonna be doing water storage back over here.
Yes, sir.
Or are they gonna develop the whole entire shooting match, or?
No, sir. So that project we anticipate, if we are to do the entire ground storage project the way it's currently drawn up, it would cost us about $4 million. This $750,000 would go into that project. So design and perhaps some construction.
Do we have any estimated costs of what it's gonna cost for them to do what they're gonna do?
No, sir. And the reason that is because we are not able to negotiate on the terms of the project until the CDBG is completed. However, that was accounted into our evaluation criteria. So when we did our evaluation of the submittals, because we had the one from Meta Engineering and we had the other one from Jacob Martin, we had a list of priorities. Experience, cost was a factor, interaction with the CDBG in the past, and we weighed that out. The majority of the evaluation criteria was focused on quality of service rather than cost. And so it did steer us in the direction of Jacob Martin.
And with the CDBG, we only have a $15,000 matching.
Yes, sir.
Can we get a motion?
I'd like to make a motion that we award Jacob and Martin the CDBG grant
Second.
thing. Yeah.
All in favor? Votes unanimous.
Thank you. Moving on.
Maybe?
Bueller. Okay. Getting into the agenda deliberation items. This first deliberation item is a resolution appointing a mayor pro tem to serve a one-year term for the upcoming year. Mayor, I'll turn it over to you for discussion.
Jody Anderson, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think, Mr. Witt would be a better fit for this for now. Yeah. Surprise! Yeah, I'm getting too busy, that's just one of the things that just don't have the availability to come by here and sign checks.
Is that your motion?
I'm talking to him.
So that would be a yes? I'll go ahead and second that then.
I'll make a motion to.
I'll second it.
Alright.
Gonna vote on it?
All in favor?
That's what abstained on.
You just got shanghaied, buddy.
Or one?
It's happened to me twice, so.
One extension.
I second it. Yes, and Cody.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mr. Witt. Moving on to the next item.
Battery low?
It could be. Pardon me. Our next item is to consider appointment of a member of the West Fork Public Utility Agency to represent the city of Paradise, Texas. If you'd like, I can go back to the list of names that we had for that item.
That was the list of names of the.
I thought that
That
was
was the
the
CAD, that was the
Oh,
CAD.
CAD.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Yeah, this one we don't have a list.
We don't have a list. Is this?
I apologize, I misspoke.
Is this,
I misspoke. I apologize.
the-
This is the item to select a member of the board for the West Fork Public Utility. This is the one where we discussed last month where the default position was to select me to represent the city as on the water board, the newly formed water board that was approved last month. However, you don't have to choose me. You can choose whoever you want. And one person you might be able to choose is Amanda Black, who has been involved in this project for the past 2 years and is very familiar with it and the importance that it holds for our community. And so with that, I turn it over to the council for discussion.
Does she wanna do it?
She does.
I think because everything she's done for, because she went down to Austin with, 8 of the other mayors. They platformed in front of congressmen and senators, and I mean, she kind of sees the future in this, and I think this is something that she would put her nose down to. So I'd like to make a motion to, we would guess we'd be nominating her for the position.
Second.
For the PUA.
All in favor? Passes.
Thank you very much.
I didn't say a word on
Okay, this item
Cody.
is the item for the rezoning of the baseball field area just south of Grace Fellowship across from the cemetery. Last month, we held the public hearing to hear what the public had to say about their thoughts and feelings on this potential rezoning. And now it is up for a vote. The request is to downzone this lot from its current zoning of residential down to agriculture. I turn it over for discussion.
Any thoughts?
Why is it agriculture and not commercial or?
Our zoning, okay. The simple answer would be because that's what the property owner requested. He requested it to be downzoned to agricultural. I would anticipate, if I had to guess, it's easier to downzone something and make it less use intensive than it is to request an upzone and make it more intensive. I don't remember off the top of my head whether ball fields are permitted under our commercial zoning laws, but they are permitted, I know for a fact, under agricultural. And so that's the request that's been made by the property owner.
I know he was gonna be utilizing the school's parking lot on the other side of the property line. I guess that'd be down south of it. Does that agricultural zoning allow for more parking on his property?
Yes, sir, it does.
That was one promise that he said there wasn't gonna be more parking.
Our agricultural zoning requires that no more than 10% of the property be covered by non-permeable surface. And so they would be able to build a parking lot up to 10% of that land. Yes, sir.
I know some residents were against it. You know, I think there's 5 houses adjacent or near. I really don't see that increasing the traffic. The lighting, they did note that they're gonna put more of a downcast lighting.
Plus there's already lighting there from the current ball fields.
I think they'll be more considerate, plus with higher, newer lighting systems will be downcast and less broadcast out to the neighbors. And he did intend on, being a good neighbor too.
Yes, sir. He spoke to that effect.
Can I get a motion?
To approve the rezone.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? It's unanimous.
Thank you very much. Moving on. This is the item to deliberate and vote for a candidate for the Wise County CAD.
I did get confirmation that Mr. Chance Overton is the Chance Overton that I know. So
You're a good guy.
he is a good guy. He's very involved with development and he's a very sound business person. So I think he would be a good person for that. So
Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion that we vote for Chance Overton, give him all 9 of our votes.
I'll second that.
All in favor? It's unanimous.
Thank you. Now we come to the final deliberation item of the night, which is a deliberation of the administration of mayoral pay. Back in December of 2022, the council approved a $500 monthly salary for the mayor. That was up from $49 a month, which all the council members received. That was because Mayor Black at that time was coming in and spending a large amount of her time doing administrative work in City Hall, and the City Council felt that it was appropriate to increase her pay. Back in December of last year, the City Council directed me to administer an ordinance that says essentially, y'all can do a performance review at any time of the mayor and make a vote to change the amount of money that the mayor will make each month. Y'all approved that ordinance in January of this year, and so our standing policy is the City Council at any time can have a performance review of the mayor and change the pay. And so this was an item that was requested to be placed on the agenda. It could be discussed here in the open. It could be discussed in executive session, whatever y'all prefer to do. And I turn it over to you for discussion.
I don't know preference what we're talking about. We're talking about out here.
It doesn't matter. As I recall, we chose to give her that increase simply because of the efforts.
Yeah.
And the time, she was going above and beyond in several areas. Her travel, all the meetings away from here, just a multitude of things. And it's really, she probably deserved a whole lot more at that point, but I don't know how we came up with that number. But,
Chance, how many days a week was she here?
She was, her standing routine was to come in on Wednesdays, all day Wednesday,
All day.
and then incidentals as they came up through the week.
she was here more than all day Wednesday.
She was in the beginning, yes. She was here every day in the beginning.
She spent a lot of time in this place, and so we kind of just rewarded her a little bit.
Yeah.
Not much.
I think, in my opinion, it doesn't matter who's sitting there. I think if there's a changeover, I think we should, suspend it, let the new mayor prove themselves, see if they're gonna come in and put in the same amount of effort and just earn that pay. So that's just my thought.
I agree.
Make a motion. Or if there's no motion, we just leave it, right?
Well,
Well, that depends on y'all.
what do you need?
Well, what is your desired outcome?
I would say just make a motion to reduce it down to $49, just like everybody else is.
That is a motion that you could make.
Until, if she's, to reevaluate this in 3 months, get feedback from you and from the staff to see if that's not, if it's fair to bump it back up or, just reevaluate it at that point in time.
I will be very transparent to the council that
It's easier to keep it up and then drop it down later.
I'm just going to be very transparent to the council that it's not my place to evaluate the mayor.
Right.
And so whatever metrics y'all wanted me to keep would need to be clearly communicated to me if y'all wanted to do this sort of probationary idea. But it is a motion that is makeable. It is something you could do.
So you want to put any terms on it?
What do you mean terms?
Like reevaluate this again in 3 months, 6 months?
6 months.
6 months?
To drop it and then evaluate in 6 months.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, because we have, keeping it up and then evaluating down later. And I'm not saying that she's gonna do a bad job or anything, I'm just saying, things happen. How do you feel about it?
I mean, obviously, I get what y'all are saying, and y'all have some thoughts. I donate my time for free my whole life, so if I need to prove to y'all, that's fine, but.
Y'all are free to ask her questions. You don't
Yeah,
have
you
to
can.
come to.
I mean, I doubt she signed up for $500 a month, so. Just keep
Pre-K
it-
teacher
keep
on
it
the side.
same.
I'm doing this for the people, honestly.
So y'all can make a motion, or you can choose to make no motion, in which case the pay would remain in effect.
I'll make a motion to reduce it down to $49 for 6 months, reevaluate it then.
Second.
All in favor? Three-two, that passes.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. We have the option now to go into executive session. I have no updates for these items. However, it is possible that y'all still might want to go in and discuss them, in which case we could. Y'all's decision. So the items on the executive session agenda are the Teresa Moody lawsuit, the Nix Park expansion, the Schoolhouse Road easement, the prefabricated housing area, and that bottom line that's cut off by the taskbar is TxDOT quitclaim of Main Street. Yes, sir, the possibility of getting Main Street from TxDOT and bringing it into the city right-of-way. If y'all have any desire to discuss those items, we can retreat. If not, I'll hand it over to the mayor to close us out.
Is there anything that's supposed to happen? Is any action going to be taken on those?
I have no new updates.
Simple enough.
So why did we put them on the?
They're going to stay on the agenda until they're resolved so that council can.
A, we're not totally in control of what's happening with A, because there's another party involved, right? And there's been an offer and all that other stuff.
That's true.
I don't know where we are on Nix.
Well, if we were to discuss it, sir,
Well, let's go in closed session for just a few
I
minutes.
think it'd be safer to do that.
Actually, you'll breed on.
at this time, we're going to.
The city council will convene in an executive session pursuant to Texas Local Government Code. And it annotated chapter 551, subchapter D. Following executive session, the city council will reconvene in open session and may take action deemed necessary upon items discussed in executive session as permitted by law.
As a courtesy, we'd normally say whether we expect any action to be taken at the end of executive session, and this time we don't. And so that way the public can choose whether to wait us out or go on home.
We'll gavel out at 6:48.
Gavel out at 6:48.
So